Day 2 of the Old Mutual joBerg2c Frankfort to Reitz. The first day of racing. Paul here, how was your day of racing?
It was hard, very hard.
All right, it was a hard day, it certainly was, but it was a beautiful day. The weather was perfect, the millie field's as big as ever, Dame Fuss was fantastic, and the wonderful, wonderful Boerboel descent. So much to enjoy today. But as I said, it was the first day of racing, so some serious action at the sharp end. Of course, we couldn't have done any of that without the incredible fuel we enjoyed at Frankfort last night with those wonderful, wonderful Karen beef steaks. One of the hallmarks of the Old Mutual joBerg2c is the deep commitment to the communities we pass through. And it's a two-way street, as we found out on our first night, courtesy of the wonderful people of Frankfort. The farmers had almost as much fun braaiing the Karen beef steaks as we had eating them. And that extends to sponsors like Karen Beef, whose relationship goes well beyond the supplying of joBerg2c with steaks, cold meat and oxtail all the way down the route. They're deeply committed to being involved with these wonderful communities. There can be few races in the world that provide the quality of food we are so lucky to experience here. There was definitely a sense of urgency at the front of the start chute as the racing snakes prepared for the day. Some of the best men in the country in the field, and the Amaboka Global Mixed Championship was packed with competitive teams. A swift charge through town, this says the pros in neutral. Then the strip down, anticipating some hard work. The big lead bunch used the early district rows to warm up the legs and check out the opposition. Nico Bell and Javi Kombrink were the head of the snake as it wound down the flowing trail. First to put his head above the parapet, solo rider Matthijs Bierkes of Paiga Eurosteel, with Nico Bell and Javi Kombrink controlling the pace in the chase group. Candice and Darren Lill well marked by fellow mixed contenders Amy McDougall and Arno du Toit. Matthijs Bierkes and his partner Phil Bass won the race last year, but unfortunately Phil is not racing due to a virus. Tim Hammond had teamed up with Alan Gordon as Team AEI Insect Science. The NAD Pro Boeing was being flown by the world's fastest pro mechanic Nico Bell. Bierkes waiting for the snacks and drinks in business class. They were in a hurry, the trio, and they gave a miss to the world's best boerewors and cook sisters at the Skieverkop Boerevereniging Waterpoint. Shaunick Bester and Declan Seide collected their bottles. Up the road, Tim Hammond dropped his chain. He tried to put it back on at 50 k's an hour. Dangerous work. He eventually had to stop. No holding back by Kombrink and Bell, keen to put some good time into their rivals early in the week. Hammond and Gordon and Shaunick Bester and Declan Seide around 2 minutes back. Arno du Toit and Amy McDougall of Team Dormer-Carber up front in the Amaboka mixed race. First into the thrilling Boerboel descent, Bell, Kombrink and Bierkes. They're just 5 k's from home. The NAD Pro pair took the stage win, Matthijs Bierkes of Paiga Eurosteel a second behind them and the leader of the solo race. Amy McDougall led Arno du Toit down the Boerboel descent, resplendent in a new sponsored Dormer-Carber's colours. The Lils, Darren and Candice on their wheels. Candice wasn't the only one today to get stuck in the peanut butter mud in the last 2 k's. And Arno and Amy pushed hard for the finish. But the Dormer-Carber pair took an early left and headed for the 10s before finding their way under the finish arch to take the win by a minute. After the first day of racing, Dormer-Carber mixed Amy McDougall and Arno du Toit 3 hours, 16 minutes and 27 seconds. They lead the Amaboka Global Mixed Race, ahead of Darren and Candice Lill. NAD Pros Bell and Kombrink were blitzvinnig, 3 hours, 1 minute and 25 seconds, just ahead of Silverback Best Force Sports Mad, Shaunick Bester and Declan Seide. And in the Vets Men category, the Dormer-Carber men's, Paris Besson and Nico Fitzenmeyer, the stage winners. Serious racing in the Master men, Wayne McDooling and Michael McDermott finishing ahead of Derek Devine and Dion van Vuren. And in the women's team race, Galileo Risks, Teresa Ralph and Sarah Hill prevailed over Adele Ambrose and Lauren Walker. Matthijs Bierkes has over 15 minutes in hand over Tobias Flat, with Paiga Eurosteel teammate Philemon Sibona in 3rd place in the solo men. In the solo women, the winner of the day, Yvette Roberts, 4 hours 20:15, and she has a comfortable lead of over 7 minutes. So that's how the racing unfolded at the sharp end of stage 2. Now, let's take you to the heart and soul of the Old Mutual joBerg2c. The ride, the people, the feel, the vibe. Check it out.
Where did all the friendly faces way too much about where I should go. I get lost all the time. I try to live it right, but I get lost all the time without you. I get lost all the time. Take me back tonight. Lead me on the road that leads to life. Keep my chin up.
It's my first time in South Africa and first multi-stage mountain biking. For so far it's great. Everything is great, the tracks, the organization, the food. I really love it.
Moi c'est la troisième fois que je viens ici. Je reviendrai une quatrième, une cinquième fois. Et j'essaie d'inviter le maximum de monde avec moi, tellement l'organisation est extraordinaire. Et à chaque fois on se pose la même question, est-ce qu'on aime vraiment le vélo? Je pense pas. Quand on est sur le vélo, on n'aime plus le vélo. Ça...
I get lost all the time. I try to live it right, but I get lost all the time without you. I get lost all the time. Take me back tonight. Lead me on the road that leads to life.
The Billy Millie Skougronde. It's a wonderful venue for a race village. After a near-perfect day's riding, it ended in the company of the big-hearted people of Reitz. And they ensured we were well rested and fed ahead of stage 3 all the way to Stakfontein Dam.
I try to live it right, but I get lost all the time without you. I get lost all the time. Take me back tonight. Lead me on the road that leads to life. Lead me on the road that leads to life.
Highlights of stage 2 of the Old Mutual joBerg2c are proudly brought to you by Internet SA and Avis Van Rental.